I'm debt to free cash flow is absolute dumpster sauce. So thinking past the surface, let's use your name. Thinking past the surface, my friend. All right. So I'm going to tell you to think past the surface here. So the balance sheet here on Tesla looks pristine. All right, and you guys should see that here. There's not really that much debt. They have a lot of cash, no debt. All right, let's go to Ford again. Where's Ford? Where'd I put you? So if you are on Yahoo Finance, you're just like, oh, they have a ton of debt. All right, this is terrible. I'm going to show you a little bit of a different story. Where did I shove this? Uh-oh. I lost the Ford quarterly statements. All right, I probably put it somewhere. Hold on. Oh, there you are. All right, let's bring you back now because I need you. I need you again. All right, and I'll discard you because I don't need you right now. Well, my wife messaged me on Discord. All right, so let's see what's going on here. So what I want to show you or bring your attention down to is this part. All right, so you have this debt payable within 1 year. All right, this is the short-term liabilities, by the way. And you notice this, company excluding Ford credit. So this is the company debt due within 1 year. Look how much cash they have. Oh, they can pay that off real easily. What? Well, that's strange. What is this Ford credit thing? What is this? Ford credit. Ford credit. That seems like it's important. Well, it is important. And it's a big distinction to make. All right, so then let's go down to the long-term portion of the current of liabilities. And we see, okay, long-term debt, note 14. We can go to note 14 to find out more information. And then we can see, okay, again, this wording here. Company excluding Ford credit. Well, this is the consolidated balance sheets. All right, so what does the consolidated balance sheet mean? All right, almost think of this kind of like, you know, a course video. All right, for those of you who are kind of getting newer to this. So consolidated balance sheet means that there's multiple balance sheets. I'm simplifying it. There's multiple balance sheets. And what you need to know is they're shoving it all into one. Right? They have subsidiaries and all that jazz. And they're shoving it into one thing. So Ford Motor Company has two really big segments. One of them being Ford Credit, right? And they split it off, right? They show you in total together, but they split it off in two separate line items. And this is very important because if you combine them together, you would be, of course, of the mind saying they have a ton of debt. They have about, what was it? What was Yahoo Finance? So Yahoo Finance, $89 billion in debt. And you go back to where I keep losing it. Where the heck am I putting this? Right here. All right. Oh, no, this is not it. This is Meta. All right, I'm going to close off Meta so I don't come back to this. All right, and we come back to the actual financial statements. We see Ford Credit, 71, and company excluding Ford Credit, 17. Well, what is this Ford Credit? Okay, well, that's the bank arm that we see inside of this company. All right, and if we go down further, you're going to be able to see the separation. So let's go here to page 13. And we see the different parts of Ford Credit. Okay, so we see consumer finance receivables. Consumer finance receivables. What does that sound like? Well, that sounds like something you're going to receive, right? Something you're going to get. So we have retail installment contracts gross, finance leases gross, because leases, by the way, are a form of financing. And then retail financing gross. And then we have unearned interest supplements. Okay, but anyways, the point is we have Ford Credit here at the end of the day. This is basically what they ascribe to as the fair value, all right? They calculate the fair value at the end of the day. I think they probably net out the part that they don't think they're going to receive. But yeah, and they have non-consumer and consumer facing. But my point is that thinking past the surface, thinking below the surface is, yes, you got to think underneath the surface. You got to go a little bit deeper, and then you kind of discover that, well, they don't have as much debt as people think they do. It's really just another business that's taken on all that liability. All right, so here they have, oh, where did I lose my mouse? All right, there we go. Allowance for credit losses. And they're going to show you, this is their breakdown. I'm not going to really break this down too much, but this is basically them saying the risk profile of this business line, or like the credit that they think they're not going to be able to collect at the end of the day. So, you know, if we go through a tremendous downturn, the risk is still there, just not in the way you think it is. So let's again go back to the balance sheet. So we have something in accounting called like the matching principle. You may hear that here and there, but this Ford Credit is oddly similar, familiar to what we have here in terms of Ford Credit finance receivables, net of allowance. We see we have $32 billion due, and then we have Ford Credit receivables due elsewhere. for about 51 billion. Okay, so we have in both the liabilities and the current asset, or liabilities and assets, sorry, we have Ford Credit showing up again. Okay, because again, consolidated balance sheets. So I hope you guys, what you took away from that is Ford is not as indebted as you might think, and so don't dismiss it entirely just because of the debt. Okay. Thinking past the surface. Okay, so you're taking notes there. I see. Yeah. So that's some interesting accounting right there. Capital my apple. So yeah, and that goes to show you a little bit of a flavor how different businesses will have different tastes for how you have to analyze them. And they can be very different. So Ford, just from now on, when someone tells you, there's 53 of you or however many will watch this stream, you now know that if someone makes this argument to you, you can defend this.